Miss Bells.
Hello.
Thank you for sitting down with us.
Of course, I'm happy to be here.
CMA Fest is back in full force. How does it feel?
It feels great. I love CMA Fest. We were just talking, the last 2 years I've kind of been down here as more of a fan, seeing my friends play and all that, so it's been really fun this year to get to do some interviews, do some signings, play some shows. It's been really great.
Speaking of fans, 90,000 country music fans on Little Old Broadway. As a performer, what does it mean to you to have such a huge turnout to support live music?
Oh my gosh, it means the world. As an artist, that's where we make most of our music, is from live performing, from fans showing up and being that level of dedicated. And so it kind of means the world to us that so many loyal country music fans show up every year.
Now, last time we had you in the studio, you talked about growing up in Nebraska.
Yeah.
And you talked about a little bit of a dichotomy, growing up in the big city of Omaha.
Yes.
But also going back to go see some family in the rural parts.
Yep.
Do you think those two different perspectives help shape you as an artist?
Absolutely, actually. I really do, because it's interesting, because especially here when I say, I'm from Nebraska, it's like, oh, that girl's from the country.
Yeah.
And then in Nebraska, I say, I'm from Omaha. They're like, oh, that girl's from the city.
Oh, city girl.
I think that I kind of got both perspectives. I've always grew up listening to country radio, and especially in Nebraska, especially in the rural part of the state, that is, people live and die by country radio. And that is, who I'm writing for, is those fans. So I think it was a great, way to grow up, and I'm so glad that, I got to grow up in Nebraska. I love it there.
Now, you have a beautifully heart-wrenching song called Happy Hour.
Yes.
How did that one come about?
That was interesting. I got broken up with at a happy hour a couple of years ago.
You got rebranded then.
Yeah. And then I wrote this idea in my little notes app for a song. It was oh, what I'd give for one happy hour, the saddest song about a happy hour ever. And then I was in this writing session with my friend Johnny Gates, and he walked in that day and was like, we should write a song called Happy Hour. And I was like, wait a second. I think I had an idea for that years ago, and I don't think I ever wrote it. And then so I pulled that up on my phone, and that's kind of how that song happened.
It was just waiting.
It was just waiting for the right time.
And now, speaking of, you also have another beautifully sad song about to come out, Broken in Boots.
Yes.
Can you tell us anything about that one?
Yeah, so, I was in a couple bad relationships, and my ex-boyfriend and I, we got in a huge fight at that 2-for-1 boot store on Broadway.
Yeah.
And I wrote this song about it with Johnny as well. And then this was actually the song that kind of got me signed.
Oh, really?
That got me my record deal and my publishing deal. So it's always been one that I loved. And I'm so happy that it's finally coming out next Friday.
Well, we can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Is it harder to write a love song or a sad breakup song?
For me, it's way harder to write a love song. Yeah.
As an artist, you're already vulnerable in a sense. You're putting your thoughts and your emotions out. But when you're being real about heartbreak or whatever, and you post it out into the world and you're waiting for that response, are you on pins and needles the whole time? Are you nervous?
I used to be. When I first started really writing and putting out my songs on TikTok and Instagram, I would be so anxious. Are people going to like this? Is this okay to say? Or how are people going to feel about this song? And now that I've done it for so many years, I just kind of feel if I'm being honest, there's probably someone out there that has felt that as well. We're all human. We all go through kind of a lot more similar experiences than I think people, realize. So I've kind of gotten over that fear, but for a while, definitely, especially when I would write really, really personal stuff about, experiences that maybe people, that they're about will see. That made me really nervous, but now I'm just whatever, I don't really care. It was my experience, my life. I can write about it, and they're just gonna have to deal with it.
Music is a universal language, and it's just we all go through the same stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, country music is in probably one of the best spots it's been in a while.
Yeah.
And partially impact to social media and Spotify and being able to see a lot more amazing artists.
Yeah.
And one of those things is all these amazing female artists that are moving the needle. Do you feel the same way about it?
I do. I think it's in a really, really great spot. I think there's more opportunity now than ever. And I also think the way country music has kind of in a way, gone back to the roots of country, like with artists more like Zach Top or even like Haley Witters. Like, I think that's so exciting because that's the country music that I grew up on and that I love. And it's really cool to see those sounds like coming back, you know.
What do you hope your fans take away from your music?
I just hope that they find like a little piece of themselves in it, or like something that makes them feel better about life.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Now, what's the future hold? What's the rest of 2025 looking like for you?
It's going to be a good year. I am announcing a headlining tour very soon.
Congrats.
This fall. And then I have an EP coming out this fall as well. So lots of stuff happening. It's going to be a really good year.
2025 is your year.
Yeah.
Now, my last question is always my hardest.
Okay.
What is your favorite song to perform live?
Oh my gosh. You know, it varies. I have a new one right now that I'm really loving. It's called Son of Jolene.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one right now is my favorite one to play.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Miss Bells, thank you for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.